Alright, welcome. Here's a story about that time I almost died on a freight train. So I'll start the story off in Las Vegas, Nevada. I think it's like spring, early enough in the season for there to be snow involved. I hopped a train from this little town, little tiny ghost town in the middle of the desert in California called Yermo. And it was a night ride through Vegas. And we get to Vegas, and so I spent a few days in Vegas, and like 2, and I get so sick of the place I end up walking all the way to the yard at night. It was like the afternoon, and I walked there, and I got there by night. It's the Arden Yard. It's like a 10-mile walk from downtown Vegas. After some time, finally a train pulls in northbound, and I get on it. I think it was a grainer. I hopped on a grainer porch all the way up to this little town called Milford, Utah. And so this little town Milford, and I get off to get some water and food, and so here's my first mistake. I didn't check the weather. Usually I check the weather to see like if I should even ride or what kind of train car I ride on. So I didn't check the weather, and we hop out of Milford. The weather was nice and blue like it is here, and yeah, I just remember like halfway through the ride, the sky started turning not so clear. Started getting pretty gloomy, and it looked like it was gonna storm. And then a little bit more time passes, and it starts snowing. And so I'm an LA kid who's never seen it snow in my life, and I remember I was so hyped about it, and I was really psyched to see snow. And so on the train for another maybe hour, and at this point my good mood has turned into a sort of desperation to get off this train. And I'm kind of starting to get soaked, and the well that I'm in is getting soaked, and now the train stops, and the train stops in the middle of nowhere. There's plains around, and everything's covered in snow, and it stops. And it stopped for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and I'm like, when is this train gonna pass? Because usually that's the only reason trains stop, because there was another track to the side, and I was like, when is this train gonna come? And so I like get desperate, and I'm like, I'm gonna go talk to the conductor. And I had my dog with me at the time, and so I tie her to the train, and then I cover her and my stuff with this tarp. And I get off the train, and I start running, jogging up to the front of the train, and I kid you not, I run for about a minute, and then I hear a locomotive, I hear the horn, and then I see the light, and there's the train that's passing is coming down the track on the side of me. And so at this point I'm like, my train's gonna start moving like really soon. And so I turn around, and I start like jogging back or running back. I start running back, and as soon as I start running back, I hear the brakes, the air building up in the train, in my train, and so I was like, I wasn't too worried about not getting back on because that wasn't very far. So I run back, and snow's not fun anymore. And I'm running back, and I get to my car with my dog, and she's uncovered herself, and now she is wet, and now all my stuff is wet because I put it under the tarp as well. And we start going, and we hide out under the tarp for the next 30 minutes. So another 30 minutes pass of being on this snowy train, just more snow and more snow and more snow, and then we get closer to Salt Lake City, Utah, and it stops again, and we're not anywhere near the city. We're maybe like 15 miles away, and But I checked my phone, I checked Google Maps, and there's like a couple buildings to the side of the tracks, and there's like a street. It looks like a little infrastructure, and so I'm like, I gotta get off this train now. We're soaked, and I'm shivering, and it's nighttime now. It's night, and so I get off, and I'm walk over to this place, and I'm checking the doors, and nothing's open, and there's not anybody around. And I remember seeing this truck, this big work truck with like a crane on the back of it, and I remember thinking, like, this is my shot. Like, if I can't get in here, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was probably even gonna break into this car, but I reached for the door handle, and it was unlocked. And at that point, I'm like, we're gonna make it. I was so relieved. And yeah, I ended up getting into some dry clothes and hanging up all my wet stuff just everywhere around the truck, and got everything situated, and yeah, had a pretty good night's rest there, and woke up and it was daytime, and thankfully there was no one around. But at that point, I'm like, I don't care if I go to jail or get in trouble. Like, it's better than being dead. And so yeah, from there we walk a little bit, and we walked to the highway, and ended up hitching a ride into Salt Lake City, and that was my first time I went to Salt Lake City. But yeah, that's the time I almost died on a freight train. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Also, I don't mean to sound super basic YouTuber guy, but remember to like and subscribe if you like the video and if you want to subscribe. We're on the train, it's moving.